What's up guys, it's Project Photography, back to another video, and today I'm here to tell you guys why you should never ever buy Lightroom presets from other photographers. So other photographers sell these Lightroom presets to make a quick buck. Everyone from social media influencers to YouTubers to just other photographers in general sell these presets to other photographers so they can make a quick buck. And this completely mitigates the original reason why presets were made in the first place. Presets were made for photographers so that they can create their own presets to use on their own photos. And there's a bunch of reasons why I do not like people selling Lightroom presets. I understand that it's a way for them to make money, and I understand that it's just part of the industry now. But I have a few problems with this, and I want to preface this video by saying that these are obviously my own opinions. You guys are free to disagree with any of my opinions, of course. Without further ado, let's jump right into the first reason why. And the first reason why is, in photography, everyone has their own styles, and a lot of people show off this style through their editing. And if you're using someone else's Lightroom presets, you're not really incorporating your own style into your work. Editing is a big part of your style, and if you're using somebody else's editing into your own work, you're really mitigating that idea of having your own personal style. Now, I know that these presets are targeted a lot at beginner photographers because they're like, oh, I'm not sure how to do post-processing. They're kind of new to that whole idea of editing photos and whatnot. So these Lightroom presets are sold to them specifically because they don't understand editing. This is a big reason why I don't like people buying presets, because if they're starting out as a photographer and they only use these presets made by other professional photographers, they're not able to find their own style. They're not able to cultivate that. And that's kind of a big deal because they're not really able to see who they truly are as photographers, and they're not able to really recognize that editing is a big part of photography. And you don't learn that crucial step, then your work will never truly be complete, and it's never truly going to be your work. So these presets are really dangerous, especially to this demographic of new photographers. They're not able to develop their own styles. They're not able to truly grasp what it means to be able to post-process things, and they're not really able to understand the whole process of photography. Because if you take out a big portion of that process of creating photographs, then you're not really truly learning photography. So the second part that I really think is super important of why people should buy Lightroom presets is because if you use Lightroom presets, can you really call it your own work? The best example I can give of this is that if, let's say, you and a buddy are trying to create a paper together, like you write half of the paper and your friend writes the other half of the paper, is that really truly your work? The answer is probably not, because that's not your work. That's your half of the work and then your friend's other half of the work combined into one paper. So that goes along with this idea of presets. If I create, let's just say, a composition, I create a photograph in camera, and then I take it to my computer, and then I use someone else's style, someone else's editing onto that specific photo, is that really my work? I would have to argue that it's not your work. Mainly because the half of the photo editing or half of the photo creating process isn't even yours truly, because you're not incorporating your own style. You're using someone else's version of editing, so it's really not your photograph. It's your photo that you took, but it's not your complete photo. And if you take out that whole part of post-processing, then it's not really a complete photograph. These presets are used for really general purpose stuff. Like, those photographers do not know what you're going out and shooting. They don't know what niches you're into. So when they create these presets, they're really generalized. And their goal is to create a bunch of presets so that they can hopefully cover everything that you shoot. But only you really know what you're shooting. And that's a big problem with these people selling presets, is that they don't know what you're shooting. So they really don't know how to create these presets to be geared towards that level of shooting or that type of shooting. So only you really know what you're shooting, and you are the only one that can really create presets that are specifically geared towards your way and what you shoot. Let's just say I'm shooting landscape photography. First of all, I never use presets for landscape photography. I edit everything from scratch, mainly because each composition is so different and unique. All the lighting is different and everything requires different levels of editing. And that's something that presets just can't replicate. Presets by nature are pre-made editing profiles that they want to be used on specific photos, and that's just not gonna happen. The only way that presets were truly intended to be used was for people to go ahead and create these presets to use on their own work, because they know exactly what they're shooting. Now, it might not be specifically geared towards all lighting scenarios, but they're able to create things that are specifically geared towards what they're doing. That's something that these other photographers don't understand, is that when people create Lightroom presets, it's for general purpose stuff. It's not meant for specific things. And that's ultimately the problem with it. Now I know this is gonna sound really simplified, but instead of buying presets from other photographers, create your own presets, create your own styles, learn how to post process, learn your own version of editing, because not everyone's styles are the same and you don't want your style to be the same as others. You being a photographer makes you unique inherently. I created an entire video about this very concept, that by you being yourself, you are inherently different from other people and other photographers. So when you create photographs, it should be a representation of you as a photographer and you as a person. By using other people's presets, it completely mitigates that idea. And I think that's really harmful for photography in general. I know that this is an avenue for other photographers to create their own revenue, their own streams of income, but I don't think it's very healthy for photography community as a whole. I think people should create their own presets, create their own styles, and figure that out on their own. They are really the only people that can figure that out. Them and no one else. No one knows exactly what you shoot. No one knows exactly what type of editing is required for the things that you shot, and no one knows the lighting, the composition, any of that. So bottom line is that buying these Lightroom presets does not make you a better photographer. In fact, it might make you worse in the long run, because you're not able to develop your own editing style. You're not able to develop your own style as a photographer. And it's really hard to grow when you're cutting out about half of the process. And plus, it's not even ultimately your work, because specifically you're using someone else's work to put onto your own photography, which does not help you at all. So hopefully you guys take something away from this. Overall, I just hate this idea of buying Lightroom presets. I will never ever sell Lightroom presets, because as a landscape photographer, I know that these presets are not gonna help and that it's not gonna be used for every single scenario. So let me know what you guys think. Use the comment section down below, kind of as a forum to discuss these ideas. I'm not trying to diss anyone that sells Lightroom presets. Like, however you make your money, go ahead. But for me personally, I don't think it's a right thing to do, and I don't think photographers should be buying Lightroom presets in general. So, of course, this is my own opinion. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. Like, rate, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.